What's up, guys? Welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth,
And I'm Leo. Sorry.
and we have Jess with us today.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. How are
Doing
you?
good.
Are you back in Australia?
Yeah, I'm back now, back into the swing of things.
Oh
Which is
my
nice.
god.
I like the room
That is,
setup. The pillows are cool.
yeah, those are
Thanks.
nice.
I'm literally like exposing myself like my inner geek, but yeah, thanks.
You
No, I
said,
love it.
don't look in the back, guys. Don't look.
No, I definitely look at the back.
Nah, that's cool for real.
No, that's so funny. Wait, Jess, so I didn't see you on your season of Australia. Like, I haven't seen it. What was it like?
It was actually really fun, to be fair. Like, I had a really good time. I had a good experience overall. My journey was sort of like a bit messy at the start. I was coupled up with a guy who was like my worst nightmare.
Oh, no.
And then kept jumping around bombs, shells, until I found the third guy that came in. And then we rode it out to the end and dated a little bit outside the villa.
Oh,
Hey, okay.
wow.
Yeah.
And then how much longer after that did you guys end things or break up?
It was probably like, I'd say like a couple months after the show ended. So he was just saying, oh, like, it's not going to work. Like, not feeling it anymore. I think we're better off as friends. And I was like, cool. But we were still like friends after that, like talking heaps, going to people's houses. Like, we were on good terms. And then 6 months later, he went on a podcast and literally told everyone that he faked it with me the whole time.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's when I started to realize. I was like, why is she like letting the people affect her at times? And I heard that part, and I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Like, if someone told me that they faked the whole relationship and your friends after, I'm like, damn, like that makes a lot of sense.
That's
But I'm sorry about that though. That's not cool at all.
Wow. Do you think going into games your guard was up at all because of what happened with that?
100%. Like, I went into games and I went, you know what? Like, nah, I'm going to be here for the games. I'm not going to give a fuck about the boys. Like, I'm just going to have fun with the girls and then go from there. So that was like my attitude going in because that's happened to me like last time. I was like, there is no way I'm letting that happen to me again. No way. And then what happened? It's the exact same thing. But in the villa, I was like, oh, fuck.
I was confused because I had like a lot of like confusion with you at first, and I ended up realizing like you really just stood up for yourself, and that was really cool like near the end. But at first I was confused because, mind you, we don't see, like, all we see is your edit, your cut, right? So I even had to like talk to Imani to like learn the real you, because at first I was like, why is she so worried about Johnny? Why is her feelings like so out for him from the jump? I thought she knew it was games. But then at the end you're like, nah, like fuck this, like, I'm gonna say the truth. And I thought that was kind of cool. But at first I was just confused because we don't know what's actually happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think a lot happened behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't get to see. And I think I'll start off with like the saga that happened with Liberty and I. So a bit of context, like, I don't cry. Like, at home, I don't even cry when I go through like a breakup. Like, I'm just not a crier. And in there, I was like the star crier. And
I was like, why is she crying so much? I was confused.
Like, my friends were watching it back and they were like, who's that? Like, that's not
And
you. That's
Imani was telling me that's not even who you are. So I was like, bro, clear it up to me, because the way I'm perceiving this girl definitely isn't who she actually is. But I was like, why is she crying so much? I was like, there has to be more to it than what I could see.
There was way more. So, like, to start off, like, there was a scene where I'm crying to Liberty, right? And I watched that back and I started piecing myself. And I was like, there is no fucking way. Because I'm there like, oh my God, like, you have all this attention with Johnny and I don't. No, that is not how it went down. Just so to start off, the reason why like Liberty and I started like having a thing is there was like a spit in the cup challenge. I don't know if you guys remember.
We saw it.
Yeah.
We saw Lisa spitting on Justine on accident.
Yeah, Lisa fully unleashed her shit on Justine. I was like, I'm not letting that shit slide.
Look, I was just here for the tea. I was like, that's juicy. But I was so defeated by that point because I lost a duel and I came last in the first challenge. So I was like, fuck, like, Ray, we really got to win this.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls knew that I was like a bit cut up about it. And we were like, nah, it's all good. At the end of like when the girls finished spitting in the cups, no word of a lie, my cup was full to the brim. You guys didn't see. It was overflowing. And I was fucking fuming. I was looking at Ray. I'm like, who is aiming for me? Because I come last twice. Who is, like, someone's going to be aiming for me because my cup is so goddamn full.
Yeah, that shit got to be personal.
Anyways, so we get back to the girls. We're getting ready for the night. And I'm fuming. And I'm like, right, now, fuck this. Which one of your bitches spit in my cup? Why is my cup full? Who's aiming for me? Was it an accident? What was it? Liberty puts her hand up and she goes, that was me. I was aiming for you because you're getting to know Johnny.
Wow, we don't see that.
Oh, shit.
What? And like, Liberty, like, they don't show our friendship, but right at the start, up until then, she was my rock. She was like my girl. I always went to her for issues. When she would ask me things about Callum, I'd be like, no, babe, don't go for him. Like, I know him in real life. Like, just don't be his friend. Yeah. So, like, when I heard that, I was like, oh, we're going for the same guy. Like, you're literally trying to get me out of this goddamn show because, like, we're getting to know the same guy. Like, that's not the purpose of being in here. What the hell? And I felt so betrayed at that point. And that's where it started to get a bit weird. And she was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's okay. But then from then, she just went cold turkey. She stopped talking to me. And, like, I cared more about my girl friendships more than I cared about the guys at that point. So I was like, ouch, like, she's aimed for me. And now she's not even talking to me. And then there was a scene where Johnny and I are just talking in bed. It's just chill. And she comes in between us, hugs him, and then walks away. And then what you guys do see is, oh my God, like, she didn't even say good night to me. But you guys didn't see our friendship. So, like, it didn't make sense.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what the hell is Jess tweaking about? I was like, it's just a hug. But knowing this, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Just make you look even more territorial or something.
Yeah, I was like,
and I'm watching this and I'm like, this bitch is psycho. And I'm like, oh my God, wait, that's me. Like, because when you watch it back, you forget that's you.
Yes, would you say when you were like even first starting to get to know Johnny that you felt like he had a side to him that was kind of like this bad boy villain type, or no, were you like, I know him differently, it's gonna be fine, like I trust him, and then you were like more shocked at how things conspired, or were you kind of like shook by it?
You know what, like, a lot of our chats don't air, and we had a lot of chats before that first recoupling where he chose me, and I actually got to know a deeper side to him because, like, when we were talking about family, we were talking about goals, we were talking about our upbringings, like deep stuff. So, but like we never kissed. So, like, getting to know him like that, I was like, oh, like, he's actually like a really nice guy. Like, yeah, he had his thing with Sally. And again, like, I don't even know what happened with them because they were having their side conversations that I don't get to see. But when we were talking, I saw a different side to him, and that's why I kept pursuing him.
Right. That I get that. I think Johnny is like a very suave person.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. He's definitely got like he's a very nice smooth talker.
Yeah, he's so smooth. It's crazy. Like he has, I feel like he has anyone believing everything. So then when Courtney came in, how were you feeling like when all of that happened?
When Courtney came in, like, I did not think that, like, they were going to be a thing. I'm thinking that they're mates from the USA, like, they know each other, and I was like, cool, like, it's sweet. But it wasn't until the next day where he pulled her for a chat, and this airs, and I'm sitting on the couch with Liberty, and I'm like, she's hugged him, and she said, thank you. What has he said to her? Like, he must have said something.
Yeah. You say that a lot because you hear her say thank you over and over again. You're like, thank you for what?
Yeah, I was like, thank you for fucking what? Like, what have you said to her? And that's when it clicked, and I went, oh my God, like, he's like he's going for her, and like before then he was like, you know, buttering me up. He's like, yeah, like I like you, like, you know, you're such a good girl, like we have really deep chats, I love you for you, not love, sorry, he was like, I like you for you, and I was like, yeah, that's like mad. and then seeing that, I was like, what the fuck, like what's going on here, like what's up? And when I pulled him for a chat and I'm like, hey, like what's up, he was like, you know, you're my first priority, but like I'm open, but you're my first priority. So I'm thinking, oh, like he's not going to pursue her hard. But then I'm watching it back and he's like, I've been waiting for you to come in. And
when they say that at the recoupling, I was like, oh my God.
It was so bad.
Well,
did you die when you watched it back too? I feel like I would be furious hearing him be like, yeah, I'm just like, I don't have like the attraction with Jess, but like I have it with you. Like I feel like I would be so, as you would say, fucking fuming.
I was gonna say fucking fuming.
I was fucking fuming. When I was watching that back and I'm like, no attraction. You're kissing me in bed. You're hugging me in bed.
Yeah.
Like you're doing all sorts. Like what
Waking
are you
up cuddling?
You little liar.
I'm like, this bloke need a Grammy award for his act. Like
not the Grammy.
That guy even fooled me. Like fucking hell.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm.
So then you gave your speech with Ray.
Yeah,
it was so funny. You were like, because I don't want to be coupled up with like a snake or a liar. And then you also got another shot at it.
I was fuming at that point because I'm there burning, sitting there. Because that's the first I've heard. Like as soon as Courtney said, as soon as Courtney said, like, I was waiting for him to come in. I just felt my blood boiling and I'm just about to erupt. And I'm like, nah, Jess, like, stay cool, like, you're on camera. But, like, I can't. Like, I just couldn't. I was like, fuck you. Like, this happened to me in my season. And now it's happening again, but in the villa. Like, fuck this. I'm not holding back. And then so when it was my turn, honestly, like, I just saw red. Like, I didn't even
we know.
So good. It looked like you were fuming through the screen before it was your turn. And then like you just delivered when it came to you. And it was awesome. Because I feel like some people would just be like chicken out or not like do it. And you were just like so like, no, this is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because like you know what? Like when I watched myself back last year, I could have said so much. Like and I didn't. And I just wanted to go through the TV screen and like grab
and be like, say
like,
it, yeah.
Fucking say what you're thinking.
Yeah.
So like this time I was like, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about the cameras. I don't care what people think of me. I'm just gonna say what I'm thinking because I want to leave here with no regret.
No regret, yeah.
So yeah.
Dang, I know there's some things I watch back too, and I'm like, I wish I had spoken up more about this, or I wish I was more outspoken. Like I was so in my head about being like, I know I'm being filmed, so I'm like not gonna say this. And I wish that I had just like said what I felt more.
Yeah. But honestly, like I was cheering as soon as Courtney said like he was waiting for me. I'm like, cha-ching. Thank you for telling me right here, right now, because otherwise I wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
I would have had no idea, and I would have watched it back fuming even more. So thank you, Courtney.
That's real.
So I have not seen the part where you get actually dumped yet. What happens?
So I haven't watched it back as well, but from my memory, there's a recoupling and the boys got to choose which girl they want to couple up with. So traditional Love Island style. And honestly, like that night when we were told that's what the recoupling was going to be like, Tina and I looked at each other and we were like, we are so fucked. Like tonight, we're
that's
leaving.
what she was saying right before this.
Yeah.
She was like, she was saying something about Courtney, and then Courtney was like, because the girl was like, oh my God, guys, who's going home? It's like, Courtney was like, obviously those two. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Like, we were teasing ourselves in the makeup room because we're getting ready. And Sally's gone, oh my God, like, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Me and Tina are pissing.
And you're looking at each other like,
we know exactly what's going down. We're like, you guys not done Love Island before or what? Like, and Courtney's like, oh, cut the shit. It's obviously them two. And me and Tina are on the floor
that
laughing.
Is so funny.
And
I was like, wow.
I'm not surprised about Sally saying that at all. Like, that's so funny.
It's so silly. And like, because she wants everyone to feel comfortable. And me and Tina, like, we know our fate. We know we're Dunskies. And so, like, we were like,
Dunsky.
we were Dunskies. And me and Tina were like, all right, like, let's get our best outfits on. Get your favorite fit on because we gotta leave looking fucking banging. You know what I mean? So it was just big laughs it was like a lot of laughs in the makeup.
Yeah.
With the girls.
Yeah. And then were you surprised at all to see Johnny, or I guess, well, let me think of the timing. My assumption, okay, let me reword what I'm going to say. If Johnny were to push it up again after Courtney, would that surprise you or no?
Wait, what does that mean?
Like if he went back to her?
With another different person other than Courtney, would you be surprised? Or do you feel like he really was waiting for Courtney to come in?
Well, I actually heard that he was waiting for Courtney specifically because apparently they met at the airport. And Johnny then.
Yeah.
And Johnny was like, apparently he was like telling the boys, like, oh my God, like I'm gonna wait for her. Like she's like, wow. And so I thought, like, knowing that, I thought he was gonna stay with Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard he jumped ship with Aurelia, part of me was kind of shocked. I was like, what the hell? Like, I thought you were waiting for Courtney. But then the other half of me was like, it's typical Johnny, whatever. Like,
yeah,
like you find them how you lose them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you lose them how you find them.
Yeah, I think that's going to just transpire farther and farther into the real world.
Yeah, I know. I was
no.
I was saying, like Johnny has a baddie on his shoulders. Like, he's got Courtney. Like, she's stunning. She's funny.
Oh, I thought you said a different word.
No. Yeah.
He's going to hang out the car.
Baddie. But
baddie.
Looking at Love Island on the other side, do you felt like the games side of it was much more challenging than you thought? Like, do you feel like you really had to be a strategic player? Like, what did you kind of think of like the games side of it, apart from like the Love Island traditional side of it?
It's a completely different ball game. Like, it actually adds to the stress. Like, you are on edge all the time because you don't know what's happening next. When you go on Love Island, you can kind of tell what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a guy, you know, he likes you, you know, you're safe. Whereas like on Love Island games, it's just because you have a connection, it doesn't mean you're going to make it through. Like, you've got to be good at the games. Otherwise you're booted. Otherwise you're finished. If you don't have strong alliances with like the girls or the boys, like they're not going to save your ass when you're vulnerable. So there's just you're multitasking. And at the same time, like, all of us have been on Love Island. So we were kind of treating this show like Love Island as well, and some of us forgot about the games. I know Liberty completely forgot about the games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was like, oh my God, I'm gonna find a boyfriend in here. And I'm like, oh wait, we're on other games as well. And she was like, oh, I keep treating this like Love Island.
My God.
I was like,
I know. It's so funny. But I almost feel like that in a way worked to her advantage because then she wasn't seen as like a threat in the games.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's like with these shows, like with like game shows and stuff, you don't want to always come first because if you always come first, you're drawing a target on your back. If you fly under the radar, like say Liberty, and she's like well liked, like you're not gonna go for her because
you're not. Yeah, exactly.
She's not.
No one's gonna fill her cup up.
Yeah, like I was sad to see Liberty leave because she was so like. She just brought a lot of good energy. Like, it's fun to watch her because you know she's like just having a good time. She doesn't care so much about the games. Exactly.
It was like that. Like
and it's like losing a key player in the whole game, and then it's like, damn.
Jess, you know what Leo and I kind of talked about on one of our recaps was the fact that you were kind of for a while like the only Australian girl there. And I think it would have been better for you having more of like another close Australia, Love Island person with you, like a girlfriend to be like, do the snap out of it. Like, it's not that deep. The games, like, get back in it. Like, you didn't really have like that kind of confidant person versus like all the US girls kind of already knew each other before
they made all the clicks
and like
as soon as they got in there.
And aside from just being on each other's seasons and like getting along there, like they're real life friends outside of it too. So you were at such a disadvantage not having anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I actually vented like quite a bit in there because, I mean, part of making it far is to have the strong alliances, and being the only Aussie girl, I didn't have that support network. Like, say, Selly and Justine had each other. Kira was in the mix. They all knew each other in real life.
Yeah, they're all best friends in real life. Like, you're not coming between that in any regard.
No way. And then you've got like Liberty and Megan and Georgia, and they know each other. And like, I was like the only one. And yes, I was friends with all the girls. Like, I love all of them to bits, but you are
they're
naturally
going to gravitate you other than their friend.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're going to gravitate to the people that you know, right? So like, I think a lot of the time I actually kind of felt like I didn't have a support network, and I think that's why I broke down so much on the show.
Yeah. That's what I thought was happening. I was like, she's so, like fiery, confident, whatever, but it felt like you were not crumbling, but like becoming a weaker player in the games, because I think you didn't have that. And I think if you had had that, you would have been a much stronger competitor if we're looking at this like game style.
Absolutely. And like Tina, like I wish Tina came along because I needed her. Like, Tina's my girl in real life. Like, we hang out in person. Like, we chill a lot. We talk a lot. Like, she's my girl. I didn't know she was coming on games. I had no idea who the Aussies were to come on games because I kept my mouth shut when I found out. And like, I didn't tell anyone, and she didn't tell anyone either. So when she came in, and this doesn't air, I like fell to my knees crying. Like, I was like, oh my God, like finally there's someone that I actually know in real life that's here. Like, now I finally have like my girl in my support network, because I didn't have that the whole time.
Yeah, I think you would have had a better chance if they had swapped. I would say when they put Kira in, they had put Tina in at that moment instead, because then it would have maybe shifted. Instead of making that one alliance even stronger and bigger, it would have kind of maybe evened the numbers a little bit.
I agree. I kind of wish they did, but it is what it is.
Would you ever go back on like a round 2 of Love Island games, or are you like, no, that's it?
Fuck no. I like, absolutely not. Like, I had my time. I did Love Island. I've done Love Island games. It was a blast, although I think I cried half the show. Had a blast. But I don't know, like, you do it once, you don't want to do it again. Like, because then the game, it spoils the fun.
And it's not the same. Like, the first time around, like if we all to do the regular Love Island again, I don't think I'd even want to do that. Like, the memories you made at your season are your memories. Like, you can't recreate what you've done.
Absolutely.
What about Love Island All-Stars if they took someone from Australia? So that's like all the fan favorites that are UK people only. And it's not games, it's Love Island.
No, I probably wouldn't, because at the same time, like, Love Island All-Stars is basically the same thing as Love Island, and I have such good memories from the Aussie season. Like, I don't want to, like Leo said, like, I don't want to recreate that.
Yeah, even the people who wasn't like my couple, like, I don't want to recreate all the friends I made on that way and trying to do the same type of thing again and try to find love. Like, nah, I'm cool on it. I got my friends. Like, I'm good.
That's literally how I see it too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I talk about a lot too, because I had such a good edit. Like, my edit was too good to be true that if I ever went and did another show of any kind, there's no way it would ever be as good as the first edit I got. So I would automatically get like, hey, like there's places for you to go up though. Like, there's redemption for you. There's only downfall from you.
Oh, that's true. Based on your edit, like, if you're a saint, there's no way you can go past that. Like, that's peak editing.
So then they're just looking for you to fall.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Jess, when you were leaving at that moment in time, since I don't want to spoil anything for like anyone watching, when you were walking out the doors, who did you think would win Love Island games? Like, who was kind of like in your head, like, they're a top competitor to me? Like, who was going to win?
I thought of 2 couples. Justine and Jack are definitely up there because they were good at the games.
Totally.
But also too, like, they had a connection in there, and you could tell that they had foundations. So And you know what? If you get along with your couple, like you get too far. It
Yeah.
really does, because you've got the teamwork, you're hyping each other up, and if you're going into these games with a positive attitude, you're likely to do well.
Right.
The other couple, and the couple that I was rooting for personally, was Callum and Deb. Only because like Deb came in, she was so like Deb made me laugh. She was such comedic relief. And like Callum, I know at home, like he's like my brother. So, and he was so positive as well the whole time. And I was actually really liked how he did, how he carried himself this season, because in our season he was a mad fuckboy. So,
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, I thought Callum was maybe on Liberty season, but no, he was on your season.
On my season, yeah.
Wait, were you ever paired up with him on your season?
I tried to, but he chose someone else at a recoupling. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I've always wondered what that is in the chat, but I was like, I don't think they were on the same team, and now it makes sense.
Yeah, we were. But yeah, rooting for Callum because like I know him.
Yeah, he is so fun. I want him to be the solo winner. In my mind, I'm like, okay, Justine and Jack are the strongest couple, but if I had
That's what I wanted for Imani.
While I know Imani, I love too. I'm like, I could
Imani
take
was in my season, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I could take her as a solo winner or Callum as a solo winner, but I don't know if I want like a couple to win. Like I'm kind of rooting for someone to take all the money since it's games and really like instill the fact like this is not Love Island. We're not winning as like a couple. There's someone coming out on top.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, and that's what like I'm hoping for too. Like I'm not going to say much because I know what happens, but
don't tell me.
Like, for the team, I wanted someone to take the money so fucking bad. Like, so bad.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Gotta find out soon. Fuck.
I know. Well, we only have a couple more days left of the show, like less than 10, right? It's like
it's probably like
a week left or something.
7? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
5 days left. Oh, 5 days left. Sorry.
5 days left. Yeah.
Oh, 5
days left.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like all of a sudden, like shit's gonna hit the fan. Like it's gonna be crazy.
As we get closer and closer to the finale,
everyone keeps telling us they're like, just wait, and I'm like, I need to see it now.
Yeah, like now just air this shit. Like
it's so good. Like from here on out, from what I heard, intense, like proper intense, proper emotional, like. So good. Is there anything you would go back and do differently, or are you kind of like happy with how it went? I know it was obviously like a tougher journey for you, but would you change anything? No, and the reason why I wouldn't is like even watching it back and even being in there, I wasn't perfect. I wasn't an angel, but like what I would say to the people who are like giving me hate is, do you want to watch a snooze fest? Or do you want to watch reality TV? Do you know what I mean? So even though I wasn't perfect, it made television. So
no, it was so good. You made the show. It was so good.
Real.
Between you
were like the main character for real.
Yeah. Cool. You fucking fuming, Liberty wearing her heart on her sleeve, and Callum saying the most ridiculous dumb shit 24/7. Like it made the whole show.
Like I don't think I've ever said fucking fuming this much in my life. Like I'll go around the class and I'll say that to my friends. I'm like, where did I just like take this shit from? I'm like, it was literally from you.
Yes, you need like merch that says that.
Nah, fucking fuming on a hoodie, I'd buy it. I swear to God, I would literally buy it.
It's crazy, right? Because in real life, I'm never fuming in real life. I'm like proper, like always happy. But then in there, I was fuming all the time for some reason.
I was like, she's livid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even in the first like 5 seconds of meeting you on the call, I was like, she's so like chill and aired out, like nice. Yeah. And I'm like, it's so opposite vibe. Like the show, you're right. You were just like ready to go
the whole time.
I want to add in. The funniest thing I saw with you was like just one of the very like first challenges. It was when you had to do it was like the boxing one with the big bag. I don't know why I couldn't stop hysterically laughing. You're laying on the ground like this. And I was like, Shorty, get up. I was like,
I was proper KO'd.
You're right.
And it was funny because they zoom in on Megan and Megan is like confused. She was like, so is she okay? I was like, Shit.
I couldn't get up. I was too busy fucking fuming. I was like, as if I fucking lost again.
I thought you were maybe
It's all right though.
that moment because I thought like maybe if you lost the thing, you would go home immediately. And I was like, no, like I was so mad. I was like, get up.
Yeah.
You just laying there for extra like dramatic effect. I was like, I can't.
I was kind of tired as well because like I like holding those things up, and like this thing was like as big as me, and I was like,
yeah,
they're heavy. Like I don't want to carry this. And then on top of that, I had to knock Megan, who was like, you know, I had to do more force because like I'm so light, and like I feel like I was like a feather like compared to her because like I couldn't get her to move, and I was like, and I was so tired by the end of trying to do that. I was like, I'm not getting up, man. I can't be fucked.
I know. I was like, size wise, you're screwed. I was like, but you're more fiery, so I thought maybe like.
I thought you were gonna hit her like in the legs or something. She'd flip in half, and I was like, "We're gonna have to wait and see."
I tried.
It's the effort that counts.
Yeah, it was the effort that counts.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was there any guys that you were hoping would come in that you could meet, or like that would have been casted on the show that you didn't get to meet?
There wasn't anyone specifically that I was like, oh my god, like I really want them to come in. Like I really want them to come in. I was kind of hoping for more Aussies.
Yeah.
You know, more Aussie people to get to know. And then Mitch came in, and I'm like, I know you already. Like this is a waste. That's a waste of space. Like get someone else that I don't know. Like I really know Mitch. So I was kind of like annoyed, and I was like, fuck you. And then Tina was like, oh, it's such a waste as well. And me and Tina were just talking about
well, for her especially,
Mitch,
Tina was like, this is rigged.
Yeah.
But literally, was Mitch the only Aussie guy that ever came in?
Well, Callum was at the start, and then Mitch was the only.
Okay, sorry, he's like from Mars in my head. I'm like, he's not. Like he's his own breed. Oh, it's okay. Our last thing we like asking everyone, was there anything that didn't air from what you've like watched that you wish would have made it to air? Like anything funny that happened while you were there that they didn't show?
They definitely didn't show our friendships. Like all the girls were very, very close. But they never showed that. They just showed the beef, which obviously is going to be great, better TV. But yeah, it would have been like nice to watch back all the girls getting along, because all they showed was like the argument and stuff, and it wasn't really like that, honestly. Like even after like Lib and I would argue, it was always us two sitting together for lunch talking, like
and they never show lunch or dinner.
And they're not gonna show lunch or dinner.
Yeah, they pull out that little gray table and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, and they're like. And me and Lib spoke a lot, and they're not going to show that because that's also not going to make great television. Yeah. But it would have been nice to, you know, show all the girls' friendships. Because
like a little montage of Jess with all her girlfriends.
Yeah, I mean, my girls.
Jess when she's not fuming. When she's chilling with the girls.
Because the whole show, 90% of the time I wasn't even fuming. 90% of the time I was like, doing funny shit and like having funny chats and like time. The 10% of me fuming, all of it just showed, and I was like, I look like I'm not having a good time in here, but I actually did.
But it was.
That's why I was worried at first, because like I wanted to talk to you because I wanted to know if you're actually having a good time, because the way it looks like it looked like you're stressing 90% of the time. Like wait, like I've literally been there. It's a 24-hour film day and they only show 40 minutes. So I'm like, there's only so much they could jam pack in there. And I think I was only thinking that because you're such a centerpiece of attention. So every time I saw it, I was like, why is she so mad? I was like, she should go home if she wants to find love this bad, because she does not deserve to be out there getting played by nobody. And then you explain that to me, makes a lot more sense. I was like, okay, I just wanted to make sure you're actually having a good time.
Yeah. 10% of the time fuming, 90% of the time having a great time.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, those are good. That's a good ratio.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love that. And I feel like everyone's going to be so excited to watch this interview and get to know you more and see the non-human
side. To see the real Jess is mad cool.
Yeah. That's like the whole beauty of this is everyone gets to see like a lot of what they didn't see in the edit, which is nice. So I feel like people are going to go crazy over this and be so excited to see it. But to anyone watching, we will link Jess's socials down below. If you want to go follow her, check her out online, give this video a like, leave a comment down below of what you thought of Jess. We'd love to hear all your feedback. And Jess, thank you so much for coming on today. We have had so much fun. This is so funny. Like, to talk to you.
Thanks so much.
It's so crazy too, like watching you on TV, because I feel like I know you, and then I see people here and I'm like, you forget like you don't know them because you watch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, thank you, Jess. You're actually a blast.
Thank
like
you.
You're a great person all around. I could start seeing that near the end. And then it's like seeing you now in real life. Well, in real life. It's definitely cool. It's definitely a cool turnaround.
Yeah, you're very true to you, which is the best.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks so much, guys.